Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this is for you. It's morning for me. Look, I had to just do this wild hair thing. Because, it's me, Winkish New Bay. I'm Jackie Quinn, sweet grass water medicine woman, your friend that freaky ass medicine woman. It's Christianna Carr, Chris Carr, superstar. Oh, this beautiful divine being right here. Welcome. All you beautiful divine beings right here, too. So glad to be here with you on this free flowing Friday, right? Yeah, no, that's the day I'm recording it. I don't know, whatever day you're watching, it's perfect. Divine timing, not mine. That is for sure. So I didn't get on yesterday, so I missed his. It feels weird when I don't do a video. Because it's something like I'll do this in the morning and it's something I watch back in the afternoon and get my messages. What's coming through me. Right. Okay, whatever. Ow! Today was the therapy Thursday, so. And I talked to my counselor yesterday, which was really, really nice. Went a little over time, but, it was much needed, and I'm very grateful for those services and that support that's out there. It's hard. For me, I need to ask for help. But a lot of times we can set ourselves up, right? And ask for help from those ones that don't have that to give, I don't know if that's making sense. When we like to help each other. We all go through similar things, right? So we want to help each other, especially if we've gone through something, we want to help somebody else through that. But we need to tread lightly sometimes, because sometimes it might seem like the same experience, but we don't know what their lesson is for it. But in that asking for help, for me personally, right, for reaching out and practicing, I would ask for help, but I asked for people that had strong opinions, that didn't really listen to what I needed, and therefore just confirmed in my own mind that no, I have to do it myself, right? Because nobody's going to understand or whatever, right? I'm human too, and it's practicing. So I need to practice asking for help for those ones that are able to do that, not just those ones that want to, because we all have that desire and want to help. I have, and I've extended myself way too much, because that's a way for me, and I'm not the only one, but I can only speak of my personal experience. There was a way for me to, then gauge what was worse or not, so I'm not going to share this or whatever, way for that programming in mind that there's always somebody that's worse off than you, right? And not to judge or whatever, but to find somebody where I thought, like, wow, why am I crying about this? Because they're dealing with so much more. So I put my stuff aside to help them with theirs. I don't know if this is making sense, because it didn't make sense until it started to make sense. Does that make sense? Right, and there's so much that can pull us out so that we don't focus within. But a lot of this stuff outside is trying to direct our attention within. It's trying to say, this is what's happening to you. We've spent a life of projecting and, being told not to trust our own bodies, not to trust our own thoughts, not to, our hearts are evil or whatever, right? So it's hard to be able to come in and listen without that feeling selfish. But once we get in and we know, and we can reach out for those that can help, and if we can be more specific on what we need, then we can ask specifically for what we need, instead of just putting out there, I need help, and then we have a bunch of people bringing us some cookies, right? Because sometimes it's not, we need help to cheer ourselves up or whatever, or help to distract ourselves. Sometimes we need that help that, somebody can just sit there and say, what is it that you need? And don't try to project their needs onto you or what they think it is that you need. That will sit there holding that space being open, and then being able to say, oh, well, I would love to give that to you because I hear what you're needing in there. But at this point in my life, whatever, I have this to offer. Oh, that's not helping. Okay, well, I'll give you my prayers, but this is all I have right now. Whatever. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Because we need to ask for help. We need to start with that source, right? Ask for help to get in touch with ourselves and our needs, and what those truly are, and how we can be of service to love. Lots going on in my head. There's another thing I'm thinking on, like, I need that personal support too. The fact is that I am in court stuff. The facts are that these courts only look at the papers in front of them. And as for that support on paper, I've had professional things, but as the personal, and the courts take personal letters as giving them a picture of you, because the courts will never see you outside of the court, right? So they kind of are dependent on personal letters, something which I haven't got too many of, and I appreciate, and this is not to say that like nobody has, there has been a couple, but not enough to balance out what he has. And in that genuineness of wanting to help, it became a little personal. And what the help that I need is character witnesses. I need character witnesses. Anybody willing? Doesn't mean you have to take a stand or whatever. Just need help to give a clearer vision of who I really am. And from people that have known me for many years, for a short time, for a long time, who've seen me interacting with my kids, just seen me as a person, and that's it. And not inviting anybody into this drama, and it's just about who I am. Because I said who I am, but going through this process, I'm me in this process, and of course, I'm starting to match that picture in the eyes of these, and it's hurting my kids. So anybody, if you're willing, I don't want to put anybody on the spot, so I'm not asking directly. Everybody has their own stuff going on, and I don't want to trigger anybody with the stuff going on here. And it is not about getting into drama. It's just about, I need that help and support now. And physical letters are best, but even that moral support, that all helps me out through that. But I really do need some physical letters. And immediately we've got a next date coming up pretty soon. And then the trial. So even just letters written to me, email me, and just write in there whether you would be willing to, take that stand for that character that that I am. I really need that help, and I'm asking directly to those who are able and willing, and not to be part of the drama or whatever, but just in that integrity. So I feel there's enough. I need to show that consistency of me. So it doesn't matter where we've known each other from or whatever, just need the courts to have a clear vision, a clearer vision of who I am, because what they've got is all lies and slander. But if that's all they got, and people lying about their relationships with me and how close that relationship was and how much they know me, especially when they hadn't really been involved in my life for so long. Anyways, this is the Free Flowing Friday. This is where I'm at with that. But that is something here and now that I'm going through in that process right now. Right? Experiencing abuse by proxy and all that stuff like that there too. doing my best to hang in there, and thank you for all the support and loving vibes that have been sent out to me. That's what helps get me through all this loving energy and that support that I feel in there, even in the face of physically people I love turning their backs, right? Or reaching out to me like I turn my back on them. That's and then feeling guilty in that somebody feels bad that they hurt me. So that's something I'm trying to release as well. But that is something that I need. So I am seriously asking for that loving support. Who am I to you? What about me shines through? What have you seen that's been consistent in me? Do my words and actions line up? My hope is that enough letters that get a truer picture of me, we won't even need to go to trial, because they'll see the truth always comes out. And me not wanting to ask, I don't want my head to swell, I don't want to seem like I'm conceited or whatever, don't want to trouble anybody with these issues. Well, right, it's my children that are suffering now, so I have to get over myself and ask for this help. And again, I'm not doing that and in a direct, I'm doing it directly, asking you so you see my face directly, but not directly. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, because I don't want to orchestrate it. It's just natural, So I'm asking for that help, but it's up to you whether you decide to do that. And if you do, you can send me a private message on the Facebook or email me. I can send you my address. There's always email in the descriptions. I always put my email in there. So there's always a way to reach out to me. And then let me know, right? Is this just to let me know, right? Giving me that moral support that way? Or that you would be, if it came down to it, that you would be willing to take the stand as a character witness for me. Just a character witness for me. To say who I am. Help me save my children. Whatever those plans may be, but at least my children can have a clear picture of me too, or whatever. I don't know. This is my kids. So thank you. Okay, let's move into it. 1303. Here we go. Balancing energies, embracing the unknown. Who knows? Okay, put that out there. And that's my vulnerabilities. I really do need that. This is no joking. This is, it's nice to get that moral support, but I really need people that would write a physical letter just to say who I am. Just to say who I am. I really, really need those. But the courts need those, right? It's sad but true. That's just the way it is. And I can't afford regular lawyer, whatever. I'm at the mercy of legal aid, so then I don't get full. It's all squeezed into what my legal aid would cover, not what I need. That's my first experience of it. I've never gone through this kind of thing. Calling back all of our energies from the east. That's the path of illumination. Path of clarity. Place of spirit. Place of fire. Place of man. Calling back all of our energies from the south. That's the waters, the emotions. Place of the child, the innocence. And calling back all of our energies from the west. That's the earth, the physical. Yeah, the woman. Place of introspection. And then calling back all of our energies from the north. That's the air, the mental, our wisdom years. We walk our red road, our earth walk goes from south in childhood, right, where we have experiences, and hopefully with gratitude we can change that into wisdom, or knowing the wisdom is being grateful for everything and brings us more. By the time we get up into adulthood, into our wisdom years, right, and we see that earth connection and that empowerment, that we are all connected and we are source energy, Mother Earth and source energy, spirit and physical, right? We are all those elements. And the blue road of spirit goes east to west. We enter life through the eastern gate, we exit through the western gate, right? We don't need to be aggressive about it. Spirit's not aggressive with us. Spirit gets blamed for throwing bricks and stuff at us, but this is the stuff we do to ourselves. That's our bodies trying to get our attention. Our bodies can be aggressive. If we need to rest and we're not listening, we get some sort of sickness, and that needs to be treated. But we need to listen. We need to listen. We can't be pushing these bodies. That's what Spirit wants us to know. Our spirit is limitless, but the body is not. East to west. There in the west is that woman energy, that playful spirit. Do you still play? Do you find time to laugh every day? Laughter is the best medicine, right? Keeping that playful spirit alive, being open to receive, right? We are the receptive energy as women, and we've gotten into this doing, right? Instead of that receiving, right? Giving and receiving. We need both, balance of everything. Above, below, and within. Okay. You see I'm on my little table here now. It's not going to spread out like did the big one up there. Okay. Okay. Looking at the self-care. What can we do? How do we help? What can we call? I don't know. Brain. Okay. Do this. Do this. Oh, you got an ache all of a sudden started. Your ache. Ow. Okay. Keep them grounded. Female, we're gonna reflect. Reflect today. Reflecting on what? Our self-reliance. Do we think we have to do everything ourselves? We don't want to be a burden on anybody else. I know that's a big thing for me. I don't want to burden anybody else. I know these circles and stuff I've been in, there's a lot of women that's gone through things. They're still going through things, so it triggers, So it's like they're reliving their stuff if they're coming through my stuff, so I don't. So we really need to look at that. That can keep us from reaching out for help because we become too self-reliant and not want to put burdens on anybody else, but we've become source reliant and trust in that source to lead us to those ones that can help us, right? Those ones that had similar experiences so that we see that we're not alone. Those ones that can say, no, you're not a burden, instead of those ones that make you feel like you're a burden because you need help. And especially after you have helped them as well, too. So let's have a look at that. We're reflecting on that. There's that woman medicine, right? It's on that woman's side, that receiving side, and that self-reliance. And us women, big time, do not want to burden others. We even, sharing in our personal stories, when we have a hard time sharing, say something that's happened to us, a loss, because we've compared. We've compared. Somebody shared their story and go, wow, I can't share after that because, wow, why am I crying about that, right? But hey, right, we're all different people. Things are going to affect us differently. It is not a competition, especially when it comes to trauma, because we don't know how something's going to affect somebody or what's going to be devastating to somebody, right? Just because you weren't devastated by that does not mean nobody should be devastated by that, or You know, we start comparing our traumas, and that keeps us from sharing, right? Then we hold that all in. It becomes a burden to us. Woo! Right? Release. Be playful. Laugh. Take that time to laugh, to get in touch with that medicine inside. That laughter is the best medicine. Being playful. Let's be source reliant, because we can always call in that help. We can always ask for signs that lead us to those ones that are able to support us in the way that we need to be supported, after we get clear on what way we need to be supported. Big thing. How do we hold ourselves back from receiving? How do we hold ourselves back from receiving? I know I'm okay. No, I'm okay. No, I got this. How is anybody going to know you need help if you don't ask? If you do not put it out there? Then that action we take as we reflect on that, right? What's that action? On here. That action, death and rebirth. Death to that thinking that we have to do it all on our own. Death to think we're the only ones that ever went through this stuff. Being reborn in that we are all one. And just because, hey, this person couldn't help you doesn't mean, you know, you're hopeless, or, you know, that you're beyond help. Whatever. Okay. So let's not set ourselves up with going to ask somebody that's already got that full plate. They don't have the capacity, or whatever that is, right? Let's look at that. Take that action on that. What is that action you're being called to do? Following that inner wisdom. So that to looking outside, right? Becoming source reliant, right? Not just being right in your own mind, thinking you have to do it all on your own, right? Following that inner wisdom, that inner guidance that we all have inside of us. No exceptions. We are all equipped with direct connection. So, death to anything that says, no, you're not. You have to go through me or these channels or whatever, right? You have to do this and this and that before it's ever heard. You know, we don't need anything. Direct connection. All this stuff outside, this is stuff our human minds like to, you know, for distraction or whatever. You know, and sometimes we hold back from connecting with our source because, why? Why? Because we're ashamed? Source loves us unconditionally. So tap into that inner knowing. You know that. Why do we not ask our source for help? Maybe we feel unworthy. Somebody said we have to do this, this, and that. So, oh my goodness, I can't, because if I don't get this ceremony right or whatever, we confuse ourselves. It's man that puts down too many rules. Source is there for us, no matter what. Doesn't want. We don't need to jump through hoops and all this and make sure it's specific and all that way. It goes with that intention in our hearts. It goes with that intention. We intend to connected. You know, right? I don't know. Try for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. You can death to the middleman, rebirth to direct connection, and not real. You know, not real death. There's that spiritual death, you know, metaphorically speaking. Love her. Overall, we're going to take these ones. Right here. That talking stick. Everybody's got different opinions. There's viewpoints, options, so we can go talking to that. But if we tune into that source, tune into that inner wisdom, right? Death to the going to everybody else. What should I do with my life? Right? There's that song. Everybody knows what to do about my misery. Everybody but me. Everybody's going to have, because everybody wants to have the perfect piece of advice. You know? I mean, not everybody. I don't know. But there's so much out there, we get confused. If we tap into that inner knowing, we're going to get clarity, not more confusion, right? We're going to get that stamina because we're tapping into that source. We're not trying to use our own energy. We're not trying to make something happen. We're not forcing ourselves on anybody. We're backing off, not allowing people to force themselves onto us, right? Knowing, okay, we can listen to viewpoints and options, but when it comes down to it, ultimately it's up to us. We're the one living our lives. People can give some great advice. They don't know. We need to connect to that source to see, what is it that I'm here to do? What is it that I need to learn? All of that there, stuff like that there. Look at, we're keeping these steps going. And I have a 4 in there. And a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. Wow. Anyways. I like counting. I like numbers. I like the numbers. So, look at that. We're going to be looking at that. That's the overall thing. So that's stamina. So we can't do everything, right? We can't try everything that everybody said. So what is that? So we need to then use our discretion, right? That's why tapping into that source, we can see. So it's fine to go see somebody else's viewpoint and options, because we can get stuck in our own, right? So it's nice to have others, you know, viewpoints and stuff to see, because we it's hard to get out of our own perspective sometimes. So that's where that can help, but not get hooked up into that. So we need that stamina. If we're looking and we need another way to look at something, right? We can tap into that source to see where to go for that. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? If you tap into that source, you tune into your body, you know what's being true, right? It's harder to fool yourselves, or we can fool ourselves thinking our problems are bigger than everybody else's. Nobody else has gone through that. But until we open up and start sharing that, then we see. But if we keep it all inside, we're going to fool ourselves. We're going to keep thinking that it's just us, right? The intent, right? We fool ourselves. We have to do this. This is the way. You know, if we don't follow this protocol or that protocol and whatever, right? Spirit is not going to answer us. It's going to be so angry. We're going to be sent to hell or whatever. Right? Whatever. Fill in the blanks. It's our intentions. It's not about, so let's sacrifice it. There has to be, oh, it has to be done exactly this way. See through those cultural illusions. Okay? It's that intention. The intention. The energy follows the intention. Look at that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh? We're counting. We're getting there. Right? We're building that reliance, source reliance, right? And sharing it out from there. And releasing death to that being a burden on others. And we're not putting our burdens on others. We are responsible for ourselves. We don't put it on somebody else to do our healing. That's the thing. We blame somebody else for our pain and shame, then we're going to blame somebody else to build us up again. Whatever that is, here we go. See, it's that rebirth, right? Rebirth. That woman energy, the living spirit, early stage of adaptation. That's the Sun card in the traditional deck. And then we have alluring by opposition, seeing that you already have all that you need. Anything else is bonus. So if we're going after something desperately, it kind of slips our hands because we keep thinking that we don't have it, we don't have it. So we act as if it's already there and we're deserving of that. And woof, and we're reborn into that, right? Being playful, right? But playful, flirty spirit in honest integrity. But that's time. It is time for that rebirth. Your cells are reborn, right? Every 7 years, new set of cells in there. So how are you? What are you being reborn into? In the same cycles, you keep filling all those brand new cells with all the old cycles? Or do you let those old ways die and rebirth to the new? As we get new information, hey, maybe we have hold new beliefs now. You know, because just because we believe something doesn't mean that it is the truth. So the death and dying, and we're getting in touch with that inner knowing. So getting in touch with that inner knowing, right? The nurturing lodge of the bowls, the fruits of devotion. We're bringing that and we're showing and we're sharing with others. This is what I've got. This is my wares. And it's not pushing that on anybody else, but letting them come to you to receive, right? If everybody's bringing in, nobody is going without. Everybody has something to share. Everyone is sharing. That's the nurturing lodge of the bowls, right? Nobody's going out. We're all sharing, and nobody is, oh, my burdens are more than yours, oh, so I'm more worthy than you. And you know, it's not picking and choosing who's more essential and who's worth living and who deserves more and who deserves less and whose problems is worth. Not in competition. So dying to that, okay? And knowing the wisdom. Yes, sharing our stories helps others to learn that they're not alone, but we can get caught up in them. So that inner wisdom of being able to keep moving, right? And salmon does swim upstream. So there might be some times we need to go against that current, right? And go against that traditional cultural things. Because we're following that inner wisdom, right? What if all the other fish is salmon? Why are you going up there? Like, you see salmon swimming upstream? Right? But then they come back to that ocean, right? What are all the other fishes saying about salmon swimming up that stream? Oh, so hard, so hard. Sometimes we need to do that. It's that climb, that journey. But once we get there, whew, right? We know. I know. What is that for you? What is that for you? And then in that overall energy, bringing in that overall energy, so we find that balance in there. Okay, 3 on that top one. We're forming order, taking command for the good of all. The 10 of bowls, your heart is home. And mediation, the peacemaker, interfacing with the world. Okay, look at that. All of that on those. On that. The options and the talking stick. Right, all confirm that. We take the command, right? We're making our choices for the good of all. If we line our intentions up as that, and we intend in the highest, best interest of all, right? We be that mediator of peace. We bring that peace in, and we're sharing our peace. We're not sharing our misery. We're not just sitting around in competition of who's got it worse, who's had the most trauma. Oh, let's just keep living in our trauma and the drama. No, we want to be the mediation, the peacemaker. But first we need to do that within ourselves. Bring all of ourselves together. Right, soul retrievals, whatnot, right? We be fully whole in ourselves, and that's when we can take command for the good of all, because we are in touch with that, and we know that we're one of the all, right? Whatever we do for ourselves, we do for all. Whatever we do to another, we do to all. So once we get in touch with that and we see, touch with our true being and who we are, we see we're all connected to that. We're not going to do anything to hurt anybody else, because we know to hurt them means we're hurting ourselves. So imagine if we all got to that place. Imagine what beautiful world we would be in, right? We could recognize that call to, recognize that call to action. We get in our little boats and we go to that nurturing lunch of bowls, bringing with us all of our wisdom, all that we've learned, right? Channeling the light, bringing the light in there. We're channeling the light. We're getting past all these, I think we're still in dark ages, but whatever, right? We're seeing past the cultural illusions and the tricksters, right? We're being able to laugh at ourselves and being able to channel that light. Seeing that everything is needed is not up to us, right? We are not here. It's the sorters here, right? Let's let Creator sort that all out, okay? All right, love you. Oh, wow, here we go. 3325. Love you as big as heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you, shining your light through in everything you do, because this world really needs you, and I really need that help too. So let me know if you're going to be one of my character witnesses. I really do need it. I joke around and whenever, because I don't want to be that burden, but I got to release that too. I'm asking directly. Character witnesses, please reach out to me. I need that. Thank you very much. Love you.